Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the Manify Dude, and today I have a very exciting video that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy. So this is going to be a tier list of all Pokemon TCG sets between 2017 and the present, which is currently 3/13/21. So you've got quite a bunch of sets in here. This is the Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield eras, every single set from that time span. So this is going to be in part one of a series where I go back in time through the Pokemon TCG universe and I sort of analyze all these sets in the tier list. And I plan on doing around 2 to 3 generations per tier list, and it should end up in a 4 to 5 part series most likely. So this is just going to be part one. We're going to be going over the most recent modern sets, which a lot of people are probably familiar with at this time. So to begin with, we're going to start with the newest first, which is Battle Styles. So I'm going to give my reasons. I have them pulled up here. I'll pull up the entire set list. So we see in Battle Styles, we have a nice selection of regular Vs and VMAXs, which is it's mediocre. I really do like that they included the Urshifus because that is from the Sword and Shield Isle of Armor DLC, which is a fun game. Now, another thing, props to this set for doing, is the fact that their full arts, well, number one, they have alternate arts, which I'll get to, but just their full arts look so much more vibrant than those of some sets, some recent previous sets. Um, like, there's so many more colors, and they're just more beautiful, in my opinion. Like this Empoleon, for example, a beautiful card. Not to mention the alternate arts, such as this Empoleon V here. There's a Tyranitar, which I will show you right now. But because of these cool alternate arts, and there's the Rapid Strike Urshifu and Single Strike Urshifu, all alternate arts. Because of these alternate arts, I'm going to be grading it based on a few criteria. I'm not sure how well the prices will hold up for this set, which is one of the aspects I'm going to be looking at, but currently they're pretty high because it's a brand new set. I am going to be putting Battle Styles in the A tier because I love the alternate art aspect. And also, I love the fact how vibrant the full arts are. And I just think it's overall a pretty dynamic set, with featuring the Empoleon and Tyranitar, two more old-fashioned fan favorites. And the Urshifus are also very nice. So the next set that I'm going to be doing is Shining Fates, which is probably the most hyped up set right now. So we're going to go back into the Sword and Shield series and pull out Shining Fates. Now, the base set for this one is not really fantastic. You do have the 3 amazing rares, then like the V and V Maxes, which originally started as a Japanese special promo set, so they were very hard to find. Like there was no such thing as a Cramorant VMAX back in before this set came out in English, but it existed in Japan for a while. The best card in the regular subset is the Skyla Full Art for the waifu lovers out there. And it does include, one thing I do like about it, is that it includes a good bit of starters in the Shiny Vault. Now, Shining Fates, I might have an unpopular opinion here, but I'm not the biggest fan of the set for a few reasons. So, you see they have all 3 Galar region starters, which is a nice addition. The only legendary in the set is this Suicune, which is very interesting. You see Sobble, Drizzile, and Inteleon. So, overall, the Shiny Vault really hits the high points of the Galar region. But the part where I have the problem, and this could be my bias because Shiny Star V just had so many more cards inside of the actual Shiny Full Art set. I just don't think there's enough here to really make the set worthwhile. My personal opinion, might be contested. The only ones I personally like a lot are these Dittos and the Charizard, of course, and the Laprases. Now, all these other ones are more modern, which is cool. I just feel like they could have included so much more. And for that reason, Shining Fates, let's see if we can even find it. Here it is. Shining Fates is getting a B tier. Now we're on to Vivid Voltage, which is another very recent set. Vivid Voltage being the set right before Shining Fates, coming out this past October. Now I'm going to have to give Vivid Voltage a little bit of an edge for creativity because it was the very first set where we saw amazing rares introduced, which I think are very cool. Also, you can't go wrong with Pikachu, fan favorite classic. You got all these great, awesome, amazing rares, Jirachi, Rayquaza, and then the full art section, you got a good, cool full art trainers representing the Sword and Shield games. And you got the Pikachu VMAX and the these cool gold card as well in both of these. The full arts are also very nice looking. So for those reasons, we're going to be giving Vivid Voltage. It's between B and A, but it's going to go in the A tier for me. Next set is going to be Champion's Path. Now, Champion's Path does have one highly sought after card, which is, or two actually, the Charizard VMAX Rainbow Rare and the Charizard V Shiny. Everything else in the set is very meh, except the Gardevoir V and Gardevoir VMAX are pretty cool, but nothing else is really of any sort of value at all. So wait, no, sorry. I gotta give Champion's Path a rating. Champion's Path is getting a D tier, in my opinion. It just doesn't have enough to offer, because it doesn't really feel like there's that much there outside the Charizards. And I kind of get the same feeling from Shining Fates, but there's just so many more shinies, although none of them are really that crazy. So on to Darkness Ablaze. So Darkness Ablaze has some interesting ones. Of course, the heavy hitter in this set is the Charizard VMAX. Now it's got the Crobat, which is a pretty playable card, I've heard, and Eternatus is a cool Pokemon. But overall, I'm not really a huge fan of this set. Houndoom's also a pretty loved Pokemon as well. But overall, this set doesn't really do that much for me personally. I don't really like any of these full arts that much. The Rillaboom and Colossal are cool, but the fact is, there's just no really crazy Pokemon in here outside of the Charizard VMAX. Now, it's not as bad as Champion's Path as far as everything goes, in my opinion. But I'm going to have to stick it at a C tier because I just don't think there's really enough there in the set outside that Charizard. I mean, Crobat's always a really cool Pokemon, but don't get me wrong, but it doesn't feel like there's enough there for me at least. So now on to Rebel Clash, the second Sword and Shield set. So one thing that I do have to give it props for is it does contain all of the starters in V and VMAX form. So Inteleon, Cinderace, and Rillaboom. But outside of those, I'm not a fan of Copperage, and neither is most of the Pokemon community. It's a cool Pokemon, but it's not really that sought after. Malamar is an interesting one, but nothing crazy. Dragapult is probably my favorite one outside of the starters in this set. And so it doesn't really have that much to offer. Like, it doesn't have any fan favorites. It does have the cool, I like the Frostmoth a good bit. And the Sonya is probably the best full art trainer in here. So I do like the starters, but other than that, it doesn't really do that much, in my opinion. So, not Darkness, we're going to have to slide Rebel Clash into another D tier. So now we're moving on to Sword and Shield base. So this is the very first Sword and Shield set. First set to introduce Pokemon V coming out of Pokemon GXs. So, yes, let's see it. So one thing that I do like, so it's got a good selection of Vs, nothing too crazy. I do like Celebi a lot. I love Celebi. Like that they include all the starters as Pokemon. That's always a good sign. You see Tapu Koko here Morpeko. Cool. Morpeko's like the Galar Pikachu ripoff. Stonejourner, interesting, but doesn't really go much with that. Snorlax V and VMAX. I believe this VMAX card got a lot of its value taken off when it was put into the GameStop Snorlax and Lapras bundle. But overall, you do have some pretty good ones. Snorlax, Lapras, Zacian and Zamazenta, of course, and then the Marnie, as well as the gold card, Zacian and Zamazenta V, which are the only gold Vs to date that are like this. Unlike the gold Eternatus and VMAX are black and gold. These ones have the full Pokemon on them. So for that reason, we're not going to be ranking Sword and Shield base as low. We're going to put Sword and Shield base, if I can find it again, into the C tier, personally. So moving on from there, we have the last of the Sun and Moon era sets. The last Sun and Moon era set being Cosmic Eclipse. Inside of Cosmic Eclipse, it is a massive set of over 240, I believe 250, maybe 260 cards, maybe like 10, 20, maybe 30K. Yeah, 271 total cards. And it's just abounding with so many different cool Pokemon. So you have Vileplume, Venusaur and Snivy, Charizard and Braixen, Volcarona, Blastoise and Piplup, Wishiwashi, Solgaleo, Lunala. And then another thing that it does really well is it has these awesome alternate arts. There's just so many GXs in here. So many cool full arts, that tons of value in it. Tons of value in Charizard and Braixen. Tons of value in a ton of these cards. Tons of value here in Cynthia and Caitlyn. Lily's Full Force, Rosa. Probably one of the best full art trainer selections of all time. Not even to mention the character rares with the Pikachu. So you can even get a double hitter with a character rare in your reverse hollow slot. So also factoring in all the alternate arts, which I will have to pull up here. Here. Like such as this Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia is so cool. This one's awesome. Blastoise and Piplup's a really cute one. Solgaleo and Lunala with the white. It's just, this set is filled with so many awesome cards. So much value in there as well, that we're actually going to be giving Cosmic Eclipse an S tier. So moving on from Cosmic Eclipse, we have from Sun and Moon again, Hidden Fates. Now, Hidden Fates' base set is terrible. You got the Birds, the Jesse and James, and the Giovanni's Exile, and that's about it. But where it flaws in the base set, its shiny vault is all the better. So you have the Froakie, Frogadier, and you'll have the Greninja GX. That's a very popular Pokemon line. Riolu, Lucario. Zoro's just a cool looking one. Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, of course. You have the Rowlet and Dartrix. And then if you look here, just look how many shiny vault full arts there are. There are from SV80 to SV. There's almost 40. There's like 35 shiny full arts, all different Pokemon. So that doesn't even include Vs and VMAXs. There's just such a huge selection. You have the Evolutions. You have Articuno and Ho-Oh. You have some Ultra Beasts in there. You have Charizard, Reshiram. So many legendaries. So many classics. Gardevoir. I just think that this set is so much better than Shining Fates in every possible faction. The only thing Shining Fates has is Charizard, really. This has so much more. And the Eevee. So for that reason, Shining Fates is going to blow... Hidden Fates is going to blow its counterpart, Shining Fates, out of the water into the S tier for me. So moving on from there, we have... what comes after? We have Unified Minds. Now, Unified Minds is a very interesting set. It's got the Mewtwo and Mew, which is very cool Pokemon. You have Slowpoke and Psyduck, Raichu and Alolan Raichu, Espeon and Deoxys. Those are probably some of your best hitters in the set. Umbreon and Darkrai as well. Now, this set does also feature a couple of cool full arts trainers. For example, Misty's Favor, which is very expensive, as well as Blues Tactics, which is worth some big money as well. Now, the alternate arts are probably another one of the best things about this set, but there just don't seem to be as many of them as there were in Cosmic Eclipse. So, and also the alternate art isn't the one that's featured on the Rainbow Rare, which is another setback in my opinion, which it was in the other set. Now, Mewtwo and Mew GX did not get an alternate art in this set because it was a promo, as was the case, I believe, with Umbreon and the other one. Umbreon and Deoxys, I think, was also another promo. So they skimped some of the actual alternate arts that should have been in the set and made them promos, and it's just not as full of a set as the other, like such as Cosmic Eclipse. So for that reason, we're going to be giving Unified Minds. We're dropping Unified Minds down to a B tier. So on to the next set. We actually have Unbroken Bonds. Now, Unbroken Bonds is another one with a Charizard in it. Reshiram and Charizard GX. They really were throwing in Charizards here in these later Sun and Moon era sets. Let's see. Unbroken Bonds, here we are. So we have some Ultra Beast era and Sun and Moon era stuff, which is cool. I get that. Celesteela, these tag teams, which are nice. They have some alternate arts such as this one. The Alolan Muck and Muck is a cool one. The Greninja and Zoroark's probably one of my favorites actually, as well as the Gardevoir and Sylveon. So those are some of like the best ones. But again, this was another set where they skimped out on some of the full art alternate arts, such as the Dedenne, which they put in a promo. The Charizard and Reshiram was a promo as well. So this set just didn't have as much going for it either. So for that reason, it's going to go right along with Unified Minds in the B tier. So next we have Team Up. Sun and Moon Team Up, which is a set that was indeed the first set to include tag team Pokemon such as Reshiram and Zekrom, Gengar and Mimikyu. So for that reason, it'll be a little bit more, have a little more like hit to it because it was included the alternate arts. Magikarp and Wailord's a beautiful one. Now again, they skimped out on some of the full arts. I mean the alternate arts, such as Celebi and Venusaur. I know was a promo, and there weren't really the Eevee and Snorlax was also a promo, sadly, but the Latias and Latios has some major value, and this set was the first to include tag teams. So for that reason, we're not even going to be giving it a B tier. We'll be giving it an A tier because it's a new innovation, I would think. So also that Latias and Latios alternate art has some incredible value. I mean an A tier here. So far this is how our tier list is looking. Sun and Moon is doing far better than the majority of Sword and Shield stuff. But that's just how it is. So next we have Lost Thunder. Now this set doesn't really have anything new. It's got some Prism Stars, I believe, in here somewhere. It's got quite a few Pokemon. Like here's a Ditto Prism Star, which is cool. I was never a big fan of the Prism Stars to begin with. So no alternate arts. Really a very lackluster set. But it does have some cool ones like Sceptile, Suicune, Mimikyu, and Lugia, as well as Tyranitar. So it's got some good Pokemon in it. So it's not like terrible in that sense. It's got some decent value in some of the stuff. Whitney's a very valuable card, I'm pretty sure, because the waifu aspect. So the Pokemon in it are pretty good. Lugia, especially in the this Rainbow Rare, is going for quite some money now. So overall, I'm giving it a B tier set. So following Lost Thunder comes Celestial Storm. which is another Sun and Moon era set. The Suicune goes for quite a bit now as well, I think. So that's another factor. So actually, wait, I lied. Dragon Majesty's next. I forgot about that. So Dragon Majesty's an interesting set because it was a special set, but to me there wasn't really much of anything special to it at all. It just featured a few dragon types. And you got like the coolest one here probably being the gold Ultra Necrozma, which is a nice looking card, but when your set list just is so empty for full of stuff, like there's like nothing good in here at all. I mean, all the Pokemon are good. There's just not much. Reshiram's really great. Dragonite's really great. Salamence is cool. It just feels like a very, very lackluster set. It does have that one gold card. So Dragon Majesty, especially because it's a special set, it's going to go in the low C tier for me. So following Dragon Majesty, now we have Celestial Storm. So this set is a pretty large set, I think. Yeah, it was like around 180 cards. So the best ones we have are Rayquaza here. Blaziken's always a nice one. Lycia is one of the most expensive card in the set by far because of the waifu aspect. This is only a recent development. Now, as far as Pokemon go, the only really good ones, and the Rayquaza is oh, never mind. I thought the Rayquaza didn't have a Rainbow Rare for a second, but it's got some decent Pokemon. So it's got this cool. This would be a tag team if it was later, but tag teams weren't yet out. So it's got Blaziken, Articuno are nice. Rayquaza's nice, and Lycia. But overall, I don't think the set really deserves any more. A B tier is kind of generous, but we're giving it to it. So following Celestial Storm is Forbidden Light. So I'll show off the Forbidden Light set list here. We got Palkia, Greninja. Palkia is cool. The Diamond and Pearl era legendaries are not really favored by many people at all. You got Ultra Necrozma, which is nice. Xerneas, cool. Overall, this set is very lackluster. You got Xerneas and Yveltal. You got Dialga and Palkia, and you got Ultra Necrozma. None of those are really loved by much. The most favorite Pokemon in this set, I believe, is the Greninja GX Full Art. It's the best card, and if that's the best card, you already know this set is going to be a C tier set. Maybe even it probably deserves a D tier, honestly, but we'll give it a C tier. We'll give it a D tier, not an F tier. So yeah, so Forbidden Light to D tier actually. Ultra Prisms next, which shall show you through here. So in Ultra Prism, we have the Necrozmas, which are interesting, I guess. You have Dialga and Palkia, so they literally just threw it in back-to-back sets. You got Lily, which this Lily is an awesome card and very, very expensive, the waifu aspect. The waifu aspect literally carried some of these Sun and Moon sets, but nothing notable. The most favorite Pokemon is probably the Evolutions in this set. These are cool because they're the Necrozmas, so it's cool how they include like the stuff from Ultra Sun, but other than that, it's just a very, very lackluster set, and Cynthia's popular as well. This set's like really if you're chasing the full art trainers. So for that reason, Ultra Prism's going in we'll put in the upper C tier. Following Ultra Prism, we have Crimson Invasion, and we all know Crimson Invasion's pretty bad. It's a well-known fact. Gyarados being the best Pokemon in the set. No good full art. Livia's pretty good, but no other really good full art trainers. No notable Pokemon, really. except for Gyarados, and it's got the Ultra Beast, which are cool for the era, but it doesn't really carry over into anything spectacular. So for that reason, I just opened up the wrong program. For that reason, Crimson Invasion is going to be our very first set in the E tier. So Crimson Invasion is Burning Shadows, which is set with a chase card that a lot of you might know. Oh, Shining Legends. Boy, oh boy, I forgot to include Shining Legends on the tier list, like an idiot. It is not on the tier list. So, we're going to be tiering in Shining Legends right now. Shining Jirachi, all the Shinings, this Mewtwo. Overall, I'd say Shining Legends would be in the A tier. So, if you're envisioning the A tier, you envision Shining Legends right here. This is Shining Legends. This is Shining Legends. So, yeah, sorry, I forgot to put that on there. So following Shining Legends is Burning Shadows, which I was prepared to do next. So you got Charizard, you got Ho-Oh. And that's about it from the value. Darkrai's pretty cool. And Wick, you can see those. Those are popular. Gardevoir is awesome. So overall, this set, the Ho-Oh and Charizard GX full arts, as well as Darkrai and Gardevoir are nice as well. So this set's got a lot more going for it than like something like Crimson Invasion, and it has the Charizard, which is a massive hit. But the print quality and pull rate sucked on this set as well. But we're mainly just looking at it set by set. So we're gonna give Burning Shadows an A tier. Following Burning Shadows is Guardians Rising, which is the second set of Sun and Moon. Now, Guardians Rising featured Alola Ninetales, which is pretty popular, I do think. I think Galarian Ninetales is maybe even more popular now. I believe there's a Galarian variant of that Pokemon. But Alola Ninetales is popular. Sylveon's popular. Cool. The Guardians are pretty neat looking, but I just don't think there's that much. There's not even really enough Guardians in the set to make it that awesome. Mallow's a nice looking waifu card there. But overall, this set is going to be in the upper D tier in my books. So now we're down to our final set, which is Sun and Moon base for this episode. We have all those rest of those sets to go over, so don't worry. This is not going to be the final episode of it. That's for sure. You got Solgaleo and Lunala. You got Umbreon, and you got Espeon. You got Lily, and that's basically where it stands. You got Lapras in there as well. Espeon and Umbreon. Those are some of the best ones. You got Donald Trump GX. So this set's pretty low, pretty lackluster. We'll put it in the upper D tier, below Guardians Rising. So this is our final tier list here. So Cosmic and Hidden, the best. These four sets, A tier, as well as Shining Legends. This is the B tier. We got the C tier, the D tier, and the only E tier set, Crimson Invasion. I was just really feeling Crimson Invasion's just not good at all. So that we're not giving anything an F tier because we can't give any Pokemon set an F tier. But this is what it is. This is my official tier list. If anyone ever says anything else, they're entirely wrong and should not be trusted. So yes, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to keep this under 30 minutes. Sorry for rambling on. Sorry for being stupid. But yes, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you found my tier list interesting and fun.